Oh, first off, we got to make sure my mic is working. Okay, I think my mic is working. Dude, I did the whole 10 minutes of the last show. The whole first 10 minutes. It's just Fabio talking to himself. Like, yeah, it was hilarious. Oh, goodness. Anyway, everybody, welcome to another episode of Game Set Live. New day, new time. Let's get it going. The gameplay that you see on screen right now is from mine and Bushido's session of Remnant from the Ashes. And you will see the boss battle here in a second that took us forever. I didn't record the 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 200 failures that took place before we finally beat it. I only recorded the defeat. That's all. That's all I got. I cut all the
Yeah,
rest of that shit out
enough,
because
enough.
you,
Yeah.
you didn't want to see our miserable deaths and rolling off an edge. You shouldn't even be able to roll off of. Anyway,
Oh my God, I've said this so many times. Like, why are we able to roll off the edge?
I know it's like, God.
Hey, I saw a video today that were saying the same thing that on the new one, they still got that. And I was like, oh,
Yeah. Hey, but enough about the gameplay. Mr. Bushido, sir, how are you doing, and what have you been playing other than this gem on screen right now?
not too much because I'm still in this Starfield, you know, fixation, and I'm still upset that I still have to wait so long for Starfield, but I'm waiting for Remnant II, and that should be out next week. So the only thing I've been playing is a little bit of Remnant, um, Phoenix. What's the name of this game again? Phoenix Force. Um, Phoenix Point. Excuse me, Phoenix Point.
Ah.
And that's it because, like, I just don't. I'm not feeling nothing right now because I want to play Starfield, and that's horrible to feel. I've never felt like this about a game for all my life. Never.
Well, you know, you do have your premium edition upgrade purchased, right?
No,
Why have you not done that? Are you not a true
I don't want.
gamer?
I don't know why, but like I was like $100. I was like, no, this.
No, if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you get the premium edition upgrade for $30, just like they did with Forza 5.
For what? Starfield? Or are you talking about
No, if you go into the store and you look up
talking
Starfield,
about Rem-
you can buy
wait. You talking about Starfield or Remnant? Which one are you talking about?
Starfield.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah, I paid for that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
What were you talking about?
that's what I was talking about. And then you're like, "Well, I'm not gonna buy the $100," and I'm like,
No,
"Oh,
you're talking about the premium edition of Remnant. So I don't know why I thought you were talking about
that's not
Remnant that
even
time.
$100. That's the normal price. You can get the regular game for $50, or for $70, you can
Yeah.
get the Ultimate Edition."
It's also I thought that. Yeah, don't worry about me. Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
messed up with brain. So yeah.
Oh god. Oh, you carried me. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's that
Uh,
battle. Here's that battle, and yeah. You'll
who
see.
said that?
Oh, you said that you carried me.
You didn't hear me say anything. I haven't said a
It's
word
in
since
it's in the chat. I'm
since
taking a picture of it
you
right
asked me.
now and putting it on Twitter.
Since you asked me, a question, I didn't say anything verbally at all. At
Okay.
all.
Okay. Okay.
Not
Well,
one word.
but anyway, well, we're going to get early access to Remnant 2 this weekend if you've bought the premium edition, which is
Uh-huh.
$69.99. Run out there and get it right
I,
now. Yeah.
I
Set.
expected to, so I'll do that.
Oh yeah.
I only
Well,
had some $30. I was like, no. But yeah, for that, yeah.
yeah. Today was Bob's wedding anniversary, and so we have
That's fine.
Yeah. Thank you. When
How
we
many
had
years?
17.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I don't know how she's lasted. I don't know how she lasted 7, because I think for the
Hey,
last 10 I've been insufferable.
insufferable. Wow. I've
Yeah.
done 30, so my bid is most people who went to jail, would be getting out by now for murder. So
Damn.
I said it to my wife, and do you think she found that funny?
No, I think I think
Really?
you just related your marriage to a prison sentence is what you just did.
I thought it was apropos, but and no, she was not happy. But at the same time, I thought it fit, yeah. Maybe I should have chose, you know, the electric chair, but
Oh, jeez. Oh, are you the king of the peaches now? That is a
I'm sorry.
peach,
What
isn't
you
it?
saying?
No, Gray Monad who
Oh,
says you're the.
peaches.
Yep.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not playing into Monad's games today. Monad's trying to suck me into the
Ah,
world and
yeah.
big booties, and he's trying to
Mm,
say I'm the big guy, and I don't know where he got that from. I don't even talk to him that much, like to at all.
oh,
I
wow.
don't know. If I spent more. I don't know. I don't really know this Green Monad guy, so
Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna give
really
him a.
know.
I'm gonna give him a shout out anyway. Gray Monad, Palpatine in the chat, Thimber holding down the streets.
Denver. That's right. That's
That's
right.
right. But so let's get into our first topic. So like I said, if you've purchased the premium edition of Remnant 2, you get to play Saturday, and it's gonna be kind of different than the first one. I've still so I heard there's gonna be a level cap. So with the first one, you can keep
Yeah, I
playing.
didn't like that necessarily, but okay.
But see, I haven't been able to find an official confirmation on any publication. I looked for like an
I
hour
haven't
before.
seen any, but I have seen YouTubers say it that there was a level cap. But I'm with you too. I rather prefer to see a statement than hearing it from somebody.
Oh, Macbound just hopped into the chat. You're not liver trash. You just hopped in. Literally hopped in there after I said something. Uh, come one, come all. Show Macbound respect. Macbound in the chat. Show couldn't go on without you in the chat. Thank you for coming and visiting us, Macbound. We are honored, Macbound. Everybody,
He was like,
Macbound is
should have
in
been
the
on the
chat.
show, but he chose not to be. He was like, I'm not doing that show.
Yeah, I don't want to do. I'm looking for a Saturday gig. I don't want a weekday gig.
Yeah, well, this
Yeah.
is exactly how the voice sounds. Whatever.
Oh god. But so with the first game, the instances, the events, and the enemies at times were procedurally generated, but the maps were the same.
Right.
The second one, even the maps are supposed to change, which could be wild because
Really?
yes, you could already go through it like when you go like the first one to a point was all staged out. Like you always entered the world at this point. You always exited the world at this point. The boss
Right.
battle was at this point and whatnot. Well, they're saying that now with the second one, you could go into a world and go through a castle first, and then go back into it, and then go through the jungle. But then somebody else could go through it and do the jungle first. And at the same time, the jungle could be different. The castle could
Yeah.
have different turns and different hallways and whatnot. I can see that really messing somebody up. Like you can't,
Yeah. Yeah.
you won't be like basically your companions are going to be there not to help you or to guide you, but just to be your so you don't get lonely because they're not going to know any more about where you're playing than you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I mean, I thought you had played the first game before, but after playing with you, you were just as lost as I was. So it made me
Are
feel
you
good.
kidding?
It made me feel
What?
good. I know you did that on purpose. You did it on purpose because you know, you walked in with your big shiny armor and your flashy weapons and everything, and you're. I, I, I started to say, "Oh, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy," but then I saw you were just as squishy as me, so I was like, "Oh, okay."
I don't know what you're talking about, Bob.
You know what's funny is I played with MacBound the other day, him and his
Uh,
brother, and it was kind of hard for them too. And I don't know, did everybody start? Did everybody play on easy?
the
Because
game, when one of the YouTubers were talking about it today, the funniest thing about it is, dude said, one thing that you got to understand about Remnant, Remnant 1 and 2, he said the game has like this weird level spike. And in that level spike, um, you have to keep in mind that in one instance you could lay guys down pretty fast, and then another instance the game all of a sudden is the same type of monsters lay you down real fast. And I thought that's about accurate with the game, because you will notice that there are times you'll get hit and from one monster, but you get hit again from another one, the same monster. It seemed like it had more of an effect on you, and the second time for another one that comes up on you, um, I don't know if that's like kind of stacking, or is it like some kind of buff? But it does happen in the game though, that it seems weird how the difficulty can feel kind of spiked. And I don't know what they do with the AI, but sometimes they seem um, I'm not even saying they seem really intelligent, but there are times where they don't really rush,
mm-mm.
but then times when they will rush in, and it could be just the way the formulation is. But the game really keeps you on your toes, and I think that that's one of the things I like about it. And he was saying he beat the first one, and he said even though he had new weapons, he said he didn't feel like he could just run through stuff. And I kind of disagree a little bit. You do feel a little bit stronger, but no, you know what though? He's right. No, running through everything the way he said. Yeah, you don't feel like you could just run through everything all by yourself and have no problems, because you do run into times where you get swarmed, and
Yeah.
that one weapon ain't enough. So, and also too, I like about the game, you got to switch weapons. You can't run through the game with one weapon. Like, hey, I like this weapon, and just run through it with that one weapon. It just don't work like that with that game.
You know what's funny is my character right now is trait level 78, and
Mhm.
I'm still using the repeater pistol I was given at the very beginning of the game.
I like that one. I do like that one.
It is
Yeah,
repeater pistol plus 20. It's as high as I can get it, but
yeah.
it works.
It bothers me. I couldn't level up further. That or the armor, like everything has a cap to it. But at the same time, it doesn't keep me from enjoying the game though. But it's still I still can't wait to play it. And I like the new the handler. You got yourself a support guy, and you got yourself a real tank now. The guy with the shotgun and the melee weapon. I like that one. I don't know. I've been going back and forth with what I wanted to be inside the game, and I'm still not sure.
Well, I like the armor set. That if you bought I got the complete edition because, like I said, I don't know how the game got past my radar, but I was watching some YouTube videos on it, and it did actually at the time it came out in 2019. It was the black sheep. I mean, it kind of flew under the radar, and
Yeah,
then people started to find out about it, and that unless you played the first game and enjoyed it. That's kind of what the second one is doing too. It's just kind of under the
yeah,
radar. You mentioned like a month ago, we were all talking about the releases coming out and stuff. Nobody mentioned Remnant 2 on any of the shows. I mean, it was just like, okay.
yeah.
And then I played the first one and I'm in love with it. And I see, oh my goodness, the second one's coming out a week from now. Holy cow. Yeah.
Well, you know what the problem was? We just got finished talking about it too. Me, Pete, and a few other guys, and on Xbox, we were talking, and one of the things it seems as if they're not, that they didn't and did not put enough money into the budget for advertising, and I was a little upset for that because when as a gamer, when you know a game is good, you want everybody to know about it because you want to be able to talk to other people about it or play with other people, inside the game.
Right.
But when they don't know about the game and the game comes out or is about to come out, now you have to sell them on it. And it's like, man, you missed the first one. So, you can pick up and just play the second one, I believe. It doesn't, the gameplay is a gameplay.
Right.
But it would help with the hype if people would have played the first one. You know what I think they should have done is re-released it on. Most of the time, you ever notice that if a sequel's coming out and if it was on Game Pass before, they re-release the original a little bit before the new one comes out to get people's eyes back on it, and that didn't happen this time around. I don't know why. I can't say why either.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they didn't try it, but a lot of times they do that, and you get the game, get more eyes on it again, and people are like, "Oh yeah, listen." I talked to some guys who are PlayStation guys that were like, "I did not know this was a good game until it came to PlayStation Plus,
Yep.
and I love the game and this and that, blah 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 blah." But not having eyes on it is what's really hurting it. And so I was telling Pete, I said, "Listen, I like the game so much that I'm gonna keep posting videos. I'm just gonna keep posting of the game. I'm gonna stream the game, and not that I have a lot of follow. I don't have any following to be honest with you. I think I might have 3, but I just want to try to get people to see that this is a good game.
Yes. Yes, it is, and it's. Uh, I mean, yes. Okay. It is Souls like in the fact that
So,
it does punish you. I mean, if you make a
mhm.
if you make a bad move, yes, there's some leeway there. It's not going to like just if you're in a boss battle and you're not paying attention and you let some bitch moth scream at you, yeah, you're dead. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God,
yeah.
this so if you ever played the game, there's a boss fight we come up, and it's like it looks like a female monster, but it's huge, and it comes down all majestic, like, and it's got this staff, I guess you could say, or a spear. I don't
Yeah,
know, but
staffy. Let's call it a staffy spear.
yeah, there you go. We'll just go by the spear. And so he swings it at you, or she swings it at you. And like first is a horizontal, and then vertical, and but at the same time, like, you could have, if it was just that one, we would have knocked that one out real fast. And she has this scream that if we don't stop her from screaming, you have to just keep shooting it. And if you don't stop it from screaming, it'll knock down more than half of your health.
Yeah,
And so
and if you weren't on top of your health, that means you were dead.
yes, yes. And so what happens is they put a second one in. They was like, nah, I think it's too easy to beat this one by itself. So let's put another one in. And that spiked the difficulty because their their rhythm of what they were doing were on 2 different sets. So once we had to remember that with the of killing it. Remember, we had
Yeah,
to remember that the one on the left screams first. We take it out, but the one on the right is already in the process of about to scream. So if we didn't jump on it fast enough, it would scream. And the funny part is, it was so bad that it was so early in its or late in its process that if all 3 of us wasn't shooting at it, because remember at first he was like 2 of us could do it. Nope, it was all 3 of us because it was almost done, and so we had to shoot that one to stop it. You had these blue cotton candy things flying at you and everything. The game was listen. The difficulty is funny because it's not frustrating, but it's like it's enjoyable because now you got to go back in and think again. Maybe this weapon's not good for this. Let me switch weapons because maybe I'm not getting enough damage on it fast enough. And we had to switch to SMGs and
Yep.
whatever rifle that you have.
Yeah, I had to.
But that was fun though.
I was using the sniper rifle because I had a buff on it, but I
Right,
had to stop using
right.
it because the rate of fire wasn't high. It wasn't fast enough.
And fire wasn't enough. Yeah. Then you had the other one that was like
Oh, the
um
beam. I
yeah.
used the beam rifle. That
I
didn't
thought
work.
that was a good idea because I thought that because remember I was using the one with the SMG with the fire on it. So I'm thinking that it's going to keep if I could burn it, it gives us continuous effect on it. But he was too far away, or it was too far away, and the beam. So when you did that, I was like, you know what, you could get a radiation on it, and maybe you could get some continuous damage on it when we're not shooting on it, and it didn't work. So
Yeah.
I forgot that one of the things that worked with us the first time we beat it, me and Pete, was that there's a mod that has turrets, and if you use that, it's continuous fire from two other sources. So it's basically like having five people on the screen. And then I went to that, and that helped so freaking much. Oh my god, that helped so much. It was ridiculous. So that's why I was saying that you have to switch, weapons. Like when it comes to the regular guys, the regular ads, yeah, you can use any weapon you want, just about. But when it comes to the bosses, oh nah, you gotta switch that up. Somebody's gonna be something different. Fabioso,
Fabioso, seriously? Yeah.
what's going on, bro?
Fabioso Amorim, what's up, my
I'm
brother?
Marine.
How are we doing?
We're doing
How we doing?
good. We're doing good. So apparently Red Wolf says we're bragging. Yeah.
First of all, go ahead. You're older than me by like
Oh,
6 years. So
oh shit.
And Red Wolf
yeah.
said, "Must be cool to have friends to play games with. Brag about it."
Well, if Red Wolf, never mind. No, no,
And
I'm
you
not
saw
falling for that.
my comment right after that. I've never actually seen him online. Come to think of it.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if Red is really a gamer, or if he just into podcasting for the glory and the fame. You know what I mean? The groupie.
He's for the clicks. That's what he wants.
Yeah, yeah. He's for the
He said,
streets.
he only does clickbaits. Is that what you're saying?
Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Fabio, sir, how have you been?
Really.
What have you been playing? What level are you on Diablo now?
Ah, shit. Okay, so I uninstalled Diablo because it's shit. No, just kidding. I'm level 25.
What to say?
Shit just got real controversial on Game Set Live.
Uh, I couldn't resist. But seriously, I'm loving it. I'm playing, but yeah, I'm great. I'm doing very good. Always a pleasure to be here. Sorry that I'm late, but I think after the last episode, which was only Bob and I think people were a bit tired. So yeah, I decided to be a bit late for it. But yeah, so I've been playing some Doom 2016, some Doom Classic, some Diablo 4, of course, Halo Infinite, as well as Halo Master Chief Collection, and I'm also playing some Crash Team Rumble as well as some Battle Brothers. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but yeah, quite fun RPG, hard as hell, but yeah, enjoying it.
Mmm.
But Diablo is amazing. I just want to point out, like I do have my fair share of criticisms, as I said before during the last show. But yeah, Diablo 4, it's really addicting. God damn it.
Didn't the new season just come out?
Ah, seriously? Okay, what does it bring? What does it do?
I don't. I think the first season just came out. Yeah,
Mm.
it basically works like a battle pass. Special events, special gear to get. Um, I haven't read up a whole lot on it. I've mostly been trying to dig up as much as I can about Remnant II, and
Only you.
Yep.
You only had one job, Bob.
Yeah, I got
I
more.
mean,
I got more than one job.
are you sure of that?
Positive.
For this
Absolutely.
podcast, you have more than one job?
Oh no, no, not for the podcast,
Aha!
but for in
Ladies
life.
and,
In life, I have
ladies
many
and
other
gentlemen,
things.
we got him.
Now you,
Ladies and gentlemen.
you didn't get shit. Nothing. No sir.
I'm so glad you guys missed me. I
Oh yeah.
didn't miss you at all.
Jeez.
I was just about to say, like, when did we see we missed you?
I hate you so much. So glad to be here. Okay, so what are you guys talking about? What did I miss?
Well,
We were talking about the Ashes and Remnant II.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah. The game that you see
okay.
on screen right now, that you can get the complete edition for $17, Fabio.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
You know what's
interesting.
funny? I would actually go back and play with, even when the second one comes out. I would still go back and help somebody in the sequel. I mean the original. It was still to me it's still really a fun game.
Yeah.
I remember when the trailer for the sequel came out, I immediately knew it was Remnant. Even though it showed different monsters, I just was like, I don't know, man. It's got that Remnant feel to it. You know what I mean? That vibe with the monsters. Didn't have the same areas, but I was like, this feels still like Remnant. And sure enough, it was Remnant. And I remember I was talking to Mr. Inferno about it, and I was like, yo, they got Remnant too. And he was like, really? And I was like, yes. And he found out about he blew a gasket. I like that guy that with the the saw blades,
Yeah.
like a chainsaw type of thing, but the saw blades on it. I thought that was really cool. It looked like Resident Evil a little bit though. But I'm hyped for this game. I'm glad to have something to play until Starfield,
Yes.
which
This
I'm
is true.
dying for. But
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get into that because I've got a theory about the
Mm.
hamper that Starfield may put on another big game coming out around that time. Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you
Um.
mean?
Oh well. Let's let the audience simmer a little bit and get right back into it. So your the classes in Remnant 2, the classes that you had in Remnant 1, your classes are gone. What you're gonna have now is called archetypes. And you're gonna get to a point in the game where you can double up your archetypes, where you can actually run dual archetypes, but you can only take full advantage of one of them,
like that,
and
yeah,
and the other and the secondary archetype you'll only be able to use their primary ability. But I mean, if like say you run a gunslinger, which is
mhm.
the gunslinger will only be available at the beginning of the game for people who have gotten the ultimate edition or the premium edition. You got to play through the game with the regular edition in order to unlock the gunslinger.
Ah,
Mhm.
so great to see a game just blocking a certain type of character or class by a paywall. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't like that either. But I
Yeah,
understand that that's what your little
yeah,
niche is for. But I don't really like that either.
Like
Let's do this.
I'm never a fan of this type of like pre-order bonuses. Like I think it's just so. I mean,
Yeah.
why?
I don't like it. I don't like it. Listen, I don't mind pre-order bonuses because I could ignore it. I don't have to deal with it if I don't want to have to deal with it. But when you lock a character, I understand they locking weapons because they've been doing that for years, so I'm used to that. But when you lock a character, I'm kind of, looking at it sideways when you do that. But when it's a bigger company, I I have less patience for it, but this is a smaller one studio. But I still don't like it though. I'm not minimizing. Oh, well, I might be minimizing it, but it doesn't. It does bother me, but I'm like, like that type of mentality on it.
All
You
right.
know,
Laura Hinkle returning in the chat. Always nice to see you here. It's Timmy V2. I never met version 1 of It's Timmy. Does
me
anybody?
neither. Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah,
Uh, I
and I
wonder.
haven't asked three either.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
I'll have to
if there
check.
was three, yeah.
It's possible. But yeah. So what's really cool is that you could use like, okay, let's not even go for the one that you get right away if you get the premium edition, which again is because this is a cheaper game. That's what is really cool about this developer.
Right.
If you want the just the base game
Standard
on,
editions.
it's
Yep.
$49.99.
Yep. Which is
Or
a great price.
yeah, which is a
Ah,
great price. Or you can get the premium edition, which is the normal price of a game these days, $69.99.
Yep.
I mean,
Right.
I am a complete noob towards the Remnant franchise, but what would you consider it's like AAA, AA? Like, what do you guys? How would you guys consider the game to justify the price?
I
Mm,
think that the price being $50, was it 50 right for the first one, or was it 60
Umbra
for the
said
standard?
it's Timmy V2 Junior. Oh, it's
I want
great.
to know uninfinite Umbra is either. Also, I want to know if there's an uninfinite one.
Oh,
Anyway, so
yeah. Go ahead.
uh, the the standard edition is what, $50 or $60? I forgot.
$50.
$50. In my opinion, I think it's because of it not being popular, it not being a big game, so they can't charge that kind of price from the standard edition. I'm just assuming, because it does feel, if it is AAA, it is just AAA, like 60 million,
Right.
Mm.
like that's it. If it's AA, then it's a very high AA, like 50 million or 55 million or something like that. Something that brings it really close to AAA. When you look at it now, the guy did say that there is parts in the game, a couple of parts in the game that are rehash levels because of it being certain parts of the story. But he said, but you don't really care because you're running through different monsters though,
Well,
and
yeah.
I can understand
Well,
that.
not only that, but the root, the enemy that you're fighting against in the
Mhm.
first Remnant game,
Right,
the you remember the labyrinth with all the
right,
portals. That is
right,
actually it's crumbling,
right, right,
and
right, right,
then
right.
the
Well, then it makes sense to me for it to be, yeah,
and
good.
then the one the jungle world. The root has completely, in the first game, the jungle world, the root was absent completely in their world, but now the
Right,
root is
right,
overrun it.
right.
So there are going to be repeat maps, but
Hmm.
they're going to
Yeah,
be
but it sounds like it's
really
only a
different.
couple though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to only be a couple, but from and I understand from the aspect of development too. You write the story that way just because to make it easier and faster to get the game out and done. But it's it's still the gameplay that really draws you in with
Yes.
this one.
Yes.
It really is. The story is just it's not what's the word for it again? As long as it's good and it doesn't insult your intelligence, you're willing to continue to play through it. And that's this game. The story
Uh,
doesn't insult your intelligence. And it's actually pretty good, actually, in all honesty.
Yes.
I mean, isn't that for every single game? If it's good, people will
Oh,
keep playing it. Like,
I'll give you
True.
a prime example. We were just talking about this. There have been a couple of games that I played that I did not like the story
mhm.
almost at all,
I, I,
but
I
I
mean,
played because the gameplay was
I,
good.
I mean, I can't necessarily think of a game nowadays that is
I
Redfall.
got one.
Sorry. Uh,
Why you got to
I mean,
why you got to pick on my game like that?
Like,
I'm sorry, Bob. Like gameplay wise, the game is good.
God knows
Graphic
what that
wise,
game.
like I like the gameplay. I like the environments. I like the ambience. I like the entertainment that the game gives to me. But the story, I just don't care about it. For Redfall, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
yeah.
need what I need to do. Actually, I need to replay that game. I will do
Hmm.
that someday and read every single notes and book so I can care more
Yeah,
because
but the thing that I hate
you,
about it though is that what you read it doesn't disappear. So you're walking past it again 2 hours later, you're like, oh, and you pick it up and you're like, fuck, I already read that. At least
exactly
make it disappear so I don't read it 500 times.
Yeah, you know,
or,
I hate the way
or
they
like
do it in games. Don't keep certain things that like on the map. If there was a mission somewhere on the map and it's a side quest or whatever, and you do the side quest and it's done, how much you remove the fact that this was a quest? Like, don't leave it up on the map. Don't, I can't stand it because then I look back on the map again. I'm like, did I do this? And you go back there. You got to go all the way back there and come to find out you did this
Well,
already.
Remnant
And you're like,
1 did the same exact thing. Like the journals and the letters that you just add that to my inventory, please.
forgot about that. Yep,
I
forgot
mean,
about that.
because you go back to Ward 13, which Fabio doesn't know. That's the hub world. That's where you go back
Yep.
and you have your little civilization that's kind of hiding out from the root. That's where you go back and you buy your stuff, you get weapons crafted, upgraded, whatnot. Well, sometimes when you're playing with other people and they're like, hey, and you're the leader, and they're like, hey, take us back to Ward 13. I want to look at something. And so you go back to Ward 13. While they're looking at something, you're just kind of standing there by the crystal, just fucking just wasting time. Be a great time for me to go, hey, I did pick up that journal. Well, let me go in here in my notes and read this because I have time to read it now. Otherwise, you're playing with somebody. They don't want to stand around while you're freaking taking a half an hour to read. And they're long, too. They're not like short little snippets. These are journal entries that
So
span several
long.
pages.
Yes.
It's like, oh my gosh. And then what's funny? Yes.
After the first time I read one, the next ones after that I was like, yeah, I don't care.
Exactly.
fair enough.
Hey, well, dude, what
What
tripped
else
me
told
up
me what happened?
when you first wake up in Ward 13? There's that one sitting right there on the desk, and
Okay.
I stopped and I was reading it, and it led, it was like this person that was writing it was like, talking about her love affair with the general or the guy that was in charge of Ward 13. And then when you go and you meet the person that's in charge of Ward 13, okay, so the person, because I know the day and age we live in, and I'm okay with that. But the lady in the journal was specifically talking about a man. And when I
Right.
go and I meet the person that's in charge of Ward 13, they only go by their last name. And so she had the same last name, but this is a woman. And I'm like, okay, the fuck's going on? So I had to go back and flip through that journal again. And then 4 hours into the game, I realize they're talking about her grandfather. That's what they're talking about. Their grandfather was who was referenced in that journal. Oh my gosh. But yeah, they do. And after I read it, I thought to myself, and I figured out who it was. I was like, I got absolutely nothing from fucking reading that. I got
Right.
nothing from read. I can't. That is time that I cannot get back. I could be
Don't get
leveling
back.
up or
Nope.
But
doing
now,
something.
now answer me. After you read that, don't you feel better? No, just kidding.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, okay. Whoever. Okay, so the writer at Gunfire Games, okay, the writer at Gunfire Games that took the time and wrote that out and put all the lore together for this franchise, you can feel fulfilled now. Somebody read all of the words that you put down that didn't take them or anywhere or give them any more insight. Just letting you know. Oh, and
The Mytho for the world does seem very well thought out.
It does. It
There,
does.
I don't see any loopholes in the story, and like I said, I like it, and it comes off as what it comes off as? It comes off as one of those older '80s movies.
Yep.
The blockbuster movie where, look, let me give you enough story to move along with the action and when everything's going on in it. And but I think it's a little better than that though. I think that it is a little more in depth than just you go here and kill this enemy. There's a lot more going on, and I think that's what gives it reason for a sequel. Because even when you beat it, you still felt like it was still more that you didn't know and you need to accomplish.
Yeah, that it let I mean, so I haven't beat the first game yet, so don't, no spoilers. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that it is somewhat fulfilling and that there is a sequel that I will be able to play very soon. Um, it didn't give me that Anthem feeling where I felt like I just got dropped in the middle of a story and no, they didn't do anything to finish it. Yeah. Or like Fortnite Save the World, where I never actually got to save the world.
Bob, you're the only person in the entire world who cared about that, honestly.
Another game that had great backstory and great lore was Outriders.
Yeah,
Outriders. The
yeah,
beginning of that
that was the
story
same
was
thing though.
great. Yeah.
It's still another one that felt like a 80s 90s blockbuster movie with just enough but overly masculine, not toxic, but overly masculine. But it was enjoyable, and the action was what carried it through. I hope to see a sequel to that someday.
So
Even though I know people could probably working on something else for Xbox, but still.
so I do so Remnant. Who was the publisher of the very first Remnant?
Um, I have to look that up.
Because there is a bit of a change in the publisher, I do believe. Um, anyway, I do not believe this was the publisher because I know their intro screen very well, and I do not remember seeing it anytime I booted up Remnant. But Remnant 2, if the first one
Perfect
wasn't
World. Perfect World. That's
okay,
right. Perfect World.
Perfect World is the publisher for the first Remnant. So I would go as far to say as the first Remnant from the Ashes was probably as double A as they come.
Right.
But
Yep.
but
I agree.
Remnant 2, I would say Remnant 2 is a triple A game. Because Remnant 2 is still made by Gunfire Games, but it is being published by Gearbox.
Yeah.
And it is built on Unreal Engine 5. So Remnant 2 is going to be an Unreal Engine 5 game.
Hey, you sure?
I'm looking at it on Wikipedia right now. Publisher Gearbox Publishing Engine, Unreal Engine 5.
Interesting.
First of all, Umbra, that's what I said. That's you're always trying to find something of my words to just poke on,
Okay,
but
well,
not at this time.
okay, well, say masculine.
I said masculine.
Yeah, see, he said it just fine. He didn't say masculine.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go. You're talking about the, you're talking about the chats. I was like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, out of all random things that could have happened.
Yeah. See,
Just nitpicking because sometimes it feels like jealousy, but I don't know.
that's a good song. Anyway, back to topic. So, I can't find anything that confirms that your trait level cap, your total cap, has been that there is one, that there is a cap. I haven't been able to find anything definitive. But they do say that you can re-roll your traits with somebody at Ward 13 and redo them. Well, if you could re-roll them, then there must be some sort of cap. Because the first game, you can just keep playing and level every one of them up till 20 if you want. You could be level 200. So the second game, there must be a cap of some sort if you have to re-roll.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think so. But I do like that aspect of the game. I'm glad that they made certain changes, especially having a secondary class. I thought that was cool, and I saw that. Even though you're not penalized, I wouldn't say penalized, but to not have the
the
all the abilities of it, I thought was good. I thought that was a good idea.
the I thought, oh, oh gosh! Shout out to Fun Speculation. What's up, Mav, in the chat? Uh, Coming in and starting stuff. I see how it is. Good times. But yeah, Fabio, sir,
Yo,
we've got to get you on the Remnant from the Ashes train, brother. Yeah.
I'm. Let's just say you got my attention. I'm curious about the game. I'm quite curious. Like I, it's just because the fun. What's the funny part for me is that I never heard of it. Honestly. So when I'm saying that I've never played this game is because I actually never neither played it and neither heard of it. Like it's just what
It
the
Yeah.
was a
hell is
Game Pass
this?
at one point. It was a Game Pass for one point about a couple of years ago, I think, and it was in there for a long time. I
Mhm.
swear, it feels like it was in there for like 2 years.
Mhm.
Two, it just was in there for a long time, and then they took it out. But by that time, I'd already played it, and other people had played it, and we talked about it like just last year, and I
Hmm.
bought it for like $15, I think, maybe a
Man,
little bit less
you
on
got it
CD
cheaper
Keys.
than I got it for.
Yeah, I bought on CD Keys. I
Uh,
bought older games on CD Keys in a minute. Are you kidding me?
no, I don't.
So I bought on CD Keys, and I bought it with I use a VPN because it was for Argentina, but I got it cheap and
Someone used Iniba.
yeah, man, you gotta do what you gotta do to do what you do. So
Let me. I just want to point out that I just want to point out that Bushido, I don't judge at all the method that you use because I am quite addicted in doing this as well. I'm buying just games from Argentina and Turkey. It's just
yeah, and Turkey's the other one. Yeah, Turkey's the other one. Yep, Turkey's the other one.
it's like amazing. I literally bought 10 games in 1 month. It's like
Okay,
holy shit.
what
Yes.
am I missing? Are things cheaper in Argentina and Turkey?
Yeah, the
Yes.
games whenever you look up games on CD Keys, they're always cheaper in Argentina and Turkey. Just those two countries, period, are the cheapest. And so when I saw it, I was like, man, too bad I can't, blah 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 blah. And so I remember going on eBay and the same thing. But the guy was saying that in his description that listen, you could use this inside of the U.S. too. You just have to and give you instructions. Get a VPN,
Exactly.
switch it to that region, and then take it. Go on Xbox, the website for Microsoft Store, and log in, and then um, put in the code, and it's worked every time.
So
It's
using the
Every
so
single
okay, let me
time.
get this straight. So you're using the VPN on your PC. You go into the
No, on my phone.
cell phone.
I do it on
Cell
my
phone.
phone. Yep, I do it on my phone. So
okay.
I
Cell phone.
turn the VPN on first, and I change my region to Argentina or Turkey. And once I do that, then I go in on the website and put in the code, and it goes right through.
Okay, so you put the code in, on the with using the Microsoft Store, and then
Yep.
even though your console is still set to the United
Yep.
States, your console
Yep.
will still show it under owned games.
Yes, and what it'll
Yes.
do is it's supposed to download automatically, but mine never does. So I just go into the Microsoft Store and it'll say I own it, and I'll click to download it, and that's it.
See,
We'll show you that. We'll show you
well, no,
the.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah,
it.
well, yeah.
I get it now. The confusing part to me was I thought you all were running your consoles through a VPN, and I'm like,
No,
I'm thinking to
no, no,
myself,
no.
how can you do that? You can't even run a VPN through your console.
No.
No, it's
You
wrong.
know. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, Bushido and I, we are wizards. That's why we are able to run a VPN through our consoles. I don't know about you, like that's quite
You don't
simple.
know why? You never notice why I wear the big hats, with the strap on it and everything.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
I
it should be
honestly,
quite obvious.
I thought you all wore those big hats because the bus driver put them on you because it prevented you from being able to reach the windows with your tongues.
Wow. Did you
Yeah.
really just say?
You wore
I
the
mean-
that you were forced to wear
Wow.
the big hats so you can't lick the windows. That is what I thought. I mean, you know.
You know what? We was gonna help you out too, but now,
mean-
now I'm
No,
starting to get second.
I got it. I got it. I mean, I
I
understand.
mean, here we are trying to be reasonable man, trying to make a funny joke, and Bob decides to offend us.
Yeah.
What? No,
Like,
no.
wow.
There's nothing offending. There's nothing offensive about talking. You can talk about the short bus. As long as,
Us.
yeah,
Oh!
yeah. I mean, you know.
Anyway, back to talking gaming. What's our first subject, Bob? We talked about Remnant long enough. What we got on tap?
Well, do either of you all play the trumpet? Would you like to play taps?
Yes.
Okay.
I play,
Okay.
I play a little trumpet.
Well,
You want me to do it?
rest in
Okay.
peace, Xbox Live Gold.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
I
Here we
mean,
go.
okay. So what we are getting, what
Yeah,
we are
level.
getting instead of Live Gold then?
We're getting Game Pass Core.
Oh my God,
I
what a
didn't
stupid
say-
name!
I said
What?
nothing about. First of all, real quick. I did not say rode the short bus at all. I didn't say anything about the short bus. Bob did.
What about the short bus?
Don't blame me for what you said about. I said nobody said anything about the short bus, and then he says I said rode the short bus or the what? Get out of here! Nobody said that. Nobody said it. Yellow bus, the short yellow bus. Get your quotations correct. I'm sorry, Bobby. I'm sorry. I'm sitting down. I'm sitting back down.
You,
know.
Wait a second.
you
Did you
need
get
to.
up?
You need to. Okay, you need to sit down because we all know about your blood pressure. You need to get that under check. Okay.
No, that's not funny. No,
Calm
that's
down.
not funny.
Okay.
Get your quotations correct.
Fair enough. He does have a point there.
Oh my
Well,
God.
continue.
Anyway,
So Xbox Game
anyway.
Core is that it?
Isn't almost supposed to be at work anyway.
Yes, Game Pass.
That's the name of it.
Yeah, it's going to be called Game Pass Core. You're going to have 4 tiers. You're going to have 4 tiers. If you are a Xbox Live Gold member now, then you don't need to do anything. If you are a Game Pass Ultimate member now, you don't need to do anything. It will automatically transition into a core subscription, into an ultimate subscription. Now, core, they are getting rid of Games for Gold. Games for Gold is going away in September. So the 3 games that we got that, we were always the butt of the joke. Look at what we get with PlayStation games every month, and then look what Xbox gets. Yeah, the butt of the joke is gone. Games with Gold is leaving, but with Core, you're going to get 25 games out of Game Pass.
Mm.
So you're going to get 25 games out of Game Pass in the core, and you're going to get the same deals and discounts that you get in Game Pass with core. So, you go and buy a game that's in Game Pass. If you're a Game Pass subscriber, you get that game at a discounted rate. You will get that with core. You will get your online multiplayer with core, and you will get a catalog of 25 high quality games on your console. So, the next tier up
Mm.
will be console. It's going to be called Game Pass Console. You will get all of the games on Game Pass. You will get the new games, the new first party games on day one. You'll get the deals and discounts with Game Pass, and you'll get console multiplayer. And then the next tier from that is PC. PC is the same thing as console, but it will only be on the PC side and not on the console side. And then you have Ultimate, which is the same thing it is now. It's not going to change. You get EA Play. You get another thing with the PC. You get EA Play membership with the PC, but you do not get it with the console version. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think I understand. I understand why they did this. Of course, it's quite obvious, but some things that just bother me, honestly. Like, first of all, the name, Game Pass Core. I mean, why? Why are you guys doing a brand new tier of Game Pass? Why
Okay,
can
so
you just why can't we just only have then Game Pass Ultimates? Wouldn't that be much better than just create a brand new tier?
no, because see, Ultimate. What Ultimate does is Ultimate gives you everything Game Pass offers for the console and everything Game Pass offers for the PC. That's what Ultimate
Mm-hmm.
gives you. It gives you both. It
Yes.
gives you both platforms, all the benefits of both. Now,
Fair
if
enough.
if you get Core, which is just the bottom tier, which is what all the Xbox Live Gold subscriptions are going to um, basically transition into in September. You get everything you get now with Core, minus the games with Gold. It's going away, but you get 25 games that are in Game Pass. I don't know if they're going to be the top 25 rated games or a curated list of 25 games. There are certain websites out there right now that have got a list of some of the games. Like one of them's Halo 5 Guardians. You
Mm-hmm.
get State of Decay 2, um,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Now
Nice, nice.
the console version of Game Pass. Now see, this is where it gets interesting. The console version of Game Pass, the very next tier up from Core, is going to give you everything that console Game Pass gives you right now for only $1 more. So Core is $9.99, the same price you pay for Xbox Live Gold right now. Console Game
Mm.
Pass is only going to be $10.99, and that gives you the complete access to the whole Game Pass library, first party games on day one, and access to the deals and discounts through Game Pass. So it's only $1 more to get console Game Pass.
Mm.
And
I,
Core is even adding 25 games from Game Pass. So you're going to have, access to 25 with Core, not the hundreds that you get with console that you get for
or
only a
definitely
dollar
more than
more. Right.
yeah. I like it because I think that um, it's first of all, it's a better reward for people who would just play with just um, games with gold.
Exactly.
I like the pricing because the pricing is so enticing to move to just playing Game Pass. which I think is the smart move for um, anyway. Even though the pricing, don't get me wrong, for Ultimate, I think it's still $60 for the year.
Right, but if
Um,
you if you if you if you pay monthly though, it is going up $2.
right.
So we
I guess,
pay $14.99 right now. If you pay monthly
right.
for Game Pass Ultimate in September, it's going to go to $16.99. So
Mm,
yeah,
yeah, I just like cause see I think most it's a good option either or because if you just want to pay up to just core, you still get better games than what you were getting before.
mm-hmm.
And I think they're supposed to rotate them. Is what I remember seeing online. I might be wrong, but so don't lock that in as fact. But if it is the case, they are better games than the trash that we used to get with gold. Even though they're games that most of us already played, but I don't know what will come in and out in it. But I do like that a lot better than the original games of gold. You just don't keep those games. They rotate them.
No,
But
Mm, aren't you going to miss the free games that stays with you when you download it? That's like games with gold could give you just Xbox One games, but it could also give you OG Xbox and Xbox 360 games. And
let's
while the
let's be honest.
and while
Those
the
games,
Xbox One games they are like for you to play this, for you to install this, you need to have the Live Gold subscription. The 360 and the OG games are like literally they are given for you to stay with you forever. You don't have to keep subscribed to. You didn't have to keep yourself subscribed to Live Gold so you could play those games. This is honestly what I think I'm going to miss the most, honestly, because I would love to continue to increase my collection of 360 and OG games, like maybe get a game that I've never heard before, or get a game that like I think that's way too expensive. Maybe I'll wait it for when it comes available to Live Gold. But yeah, that's the only thing that I'm going to miss actually, because when it comes to the Xbox One games that they were offering, those were quite bad.
okay.
yeah,
So
I'm sure you get to that. I was
ref-
gonna say most of those games weren't good. I don't remember when the last time we get a good game
The
out of
Xbox One port.
yeah, and I don't and also too, a lot of those games, in all honesty, we ain't never gonna go back and play. It's nice to have it in our collection, but more than likely not gonna go back and play them. But even so, the right to have for most people that would want to play it, um, I just felt that the last games
okay,
that they gave us were really, really
I've got
just
to
bad.
Shit.
I've got to nip
All
this in
time.
the bud. I got to nip this in the bud because Umbra is spewing some trash in the chat that has become it has be
Always,
okay. Listen, it has become a moniker on Twitter since the first screenshot went up of the 4 different tiers, and I guarantee you that is a typo. There's no way multiplayer is not included
Available there.
in console. There's no
It makes
way.
it makes no sense.
Yeah, because okay, let's say I got console, but then oh, and that's another thing I'm getting to. Thanks for chiming in, Mayhem Games. I'm getting to this. Just hold on. I'm getting to this. So if you got core but then wanted Game Pass a console, that's $19 or $20, something like yeah. That makes no sense. It's a typo. Trust me. Multiplayer is going to be in all of them. And getting to what you said, Mayhem.
Wait,
Umbra.
wait, 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 wait. Multiplayer is not included in console. I thought I
Yeah,
remembered them saying that
It
multiplayer was because
oh, if you look at the 4 tiers, it does not show online console multiplayer under console. It does not show it there, but it shows it in the others, but it doesn't show it in console. That's got to be a typo.
It's got to be because I remember seeing it that or hearing it. That's what that was the case. But we'll see in a little bit because man, if that is, that's definitely because the whole purpose of having games with gold or the lower tier was just to be able to play multiplayer. Period. You know, to be able to do that.
Yeah. See, that's so. What I'm getting.
Yeah, I
So
agree. They are confusing. Yeah, they haven't really. That's one thing Xbox has always been bad at when it came to certain things is messaging, and then they have to come out and say something again the next time.
and
Yeah.
Messaging.
going back to what Mayhem Games said in the chat, they should have dropped paid multiplayer to begin with. So if you think about it, I that is right. If you, my personal opinion, that's literally right around the corner. Because if you look at the difference between core and PC, okay, you don't pay for online multiplayer on PC because your ISP takes care of that.
Yeah,
On
so why even?
right,
And
that's right. So
yeah.
PC, you're paying the same. You're paying the same price for all the games on Game Pass, and core, you're paying the same price, but you only get access to 25 of the games. But for $1 more, you can get access to hundreds of games like you do on PC. So already, right there, we're talking what, $1 for online play?
Somebody said you were flat out wrong, like flat out.
Flat out
Like you just
wrong.
yeah, he said you flat out wrong and you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, wow, he said all that.
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, he had to know what you're talking about. That was too much.
I don't care. If he really cared, he'd be on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Exactly.
oh,
No,
snap.
that's a good point. That's a good point. If he really felt so strongly about this, he would be here right now, and he's not. And it's not like he's locked out of the Discord or anything like that. So, you know,
I'm,
if
I'm,
you want to sit there,
I mean,
you want to
I'm,
stir things up in the chat, then go have at it.
if
But
he,
you know, while the big boys up here talking, you know, go right ahead.
I understand he's got obligations, but if he has time to type, he has time to chat.
Oh, I'm not gonna apologize. No, you know what? I'm just nope. I'm not gonna pay attention to that anymore. I'm not gonna pay
Jesus.
attention to that anymore.
All
You
right.
don't have to be
Jesus.
invited. If we, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. He knows. He knows.
God damn.
Then go play the
See?
whole. I wasn't invited.
Damn. It's getting crazy.
Like somebody walk in here, and we're gonna be like, "Hey, get out, get out of here." I man, ain't paying him no mind, man. Full of talk. Hey, I seen you no invite. You got the Discord link. It's still laughing.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
he said, "Do it."
Yeah, you heard pops.
Yeah.
You heard pops.
Yeah. All right. So, there is a UK
Hey, wait, why
supermarket.
does he have a wrench over his name? I just noticed that.
What?
Why does he have a wrench next to his name?
Because he is.
So no wonder I can't put him on timeout. Man, I was wondering. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Okay, well, a new. This is gonna make Noof Nukem a little upset, and any of the others who enjoy having physical games as part of their collection. But one supermarket in the UK has already started to stop selling physical games. Tesco in the UK, this has been reported by VGC, is to stop selling physical games.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
whoa.
fuck. Oh.
He just popped up out of freaking nowhere.
Yeah,
Like,
I couldn't stand the slander anymore. I had to stop in for just 1 second. Forgive me,
no,
KY Bob. I,
there,
I, I
there's no slander. We
it,
just
it's
spit.
it's too much slander going on, and the reason I have the wrench, sir, is because I am a mod on this
You don't know
channel.
how you got to be mod. I don't understand how that happens. How much you
Well,
pay Bob for that?
I paid him in show dividends by coming to the show as a guest many times, including one of his inaugural shows with Dealer Gaming. I'm pretty sure KY remembers that very well.
I think you
Wait.
forget that I was there too. I was there
You were
with you.
there, but not really. I mean, like,
Do I need to put you both in timeout? Umbra is obviously here to state his opinion on the different tiers of Game Pass.
yes.
I mean, the small detail here is that we don't care. So no, just kidding. Go on. Go on. Do it.
Listen, eh,
Sorry about that.
no, you're fine. You're fine. I'm only here to slander Bushido and correct KY Bob. So, um, just to correct, I mean, like, listen, I don't think it's the biggest of deals, right? This tier, the switching it to core, is just a name change essentially. They are changing it, obviously taking the games with gold away, but they're giving you 25 plus, games that's going to rotate. It seems like with core, that's a good thing for core. Now,
Mhm.
I'm not mad at that. Like that's decent for newcomers, but that does nothing for me. I've been Game Pass Ultimate for a long time, and what they are doing that's changing, for a fact, outside of core with that change, is they're taking games with gold away, and I dislike that very strongly because to me that's a value removal that they're taking away while they're charging us now $2 more. I
But
feel I feel slightly robbed.
I
What's that?
understand what you're saying too. But when's the last time we got a good game on that?
But
Like
that's
a
the problem,
good
right?
game.
But see,
Yeah.
that's the trick. That's the rub. The trick is to make you feel indifferent. So what they did was purposely give us trash tier. Let me not disrespect the games. They gave us less quality AAA type, third party games and such into the service to make us feel indifferent by the time they took it away. And look, it's worked. Most people are
So
like,
do you really
but
think
games with
that they?
gold is trash anyway. You see what I mean?
But do you really think that they did that on purpose
Oh
all these
yes.
years
Oh
of giving
yes.
us trash games?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a marketing thing for that. I forgot the name of it.
I can't.
But
I can't disagree with the whole theory though. I can't disagree
yeah.
with it.
Now I don't
I'm
have a
not
fact. You're
disagreeing with
right.
it.
It's a
Yeah.
theory. So to be fair, you're right. It
Right.
is a theory. But that
Right.
my
Right.
theory I think makes sense. And the
It
thing
does.
I
It
say
makes a
that
lot of sense.
yeah, because look at how what they're giving us with Game Pass in general.
Right.
Top tier quality, even if they're indie games, they've been quality indie
Right.
games.
Very good games. Yes.
You're telling me they can't give us better selection in past games that they can add for games with gold? I don't buy it, not one bit.
Yeah.
Now,
I know that.
people are
I
going
know
to
the government.
argue. Yeah,
They don't want
sorry,
to
go
make
ahead.
the investment. No. 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 I'm sorry. I may cut you off.
You good?
I know that they were talking about not making the investment into those games because of them putting their money into Game Pass. You know, the game for that. How do you feel, or do you think of that?
And
Um,
that's another thing. Like I had people that made a lot of excuses for it. So one of them were that, and not to say that's what you're doing. I'm just saying that they did that
no, no,
way.
no, no. I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, they will say, well, they put in so much quality in Game Pass. You got so much good stuff coming in there. I said we were always going to get that in Game Pass. That was the
Hmm.
promise. That
Hmm.
was the promise to get day and date AAA quality games. It
Right,
was a promise to get quality third party games, be they AAA or AA. That was always
right.
the promise. That didn't change. So them doing that now that they got ABK, people are like, well, shoot, we got ABK now. Who cares, right? That's the thing. That's exactly what they wanted you to feel. Now, I don't care if they take away games with gold if they replace it with something. We need something there, in my opinion. I don't know what it needs to be necessarily, but there should be something they give us. Maybe they can do something like giving away a game with gold that you keep as long as you're subscribed, like one game a
So
month.
like PS Plus. You
Yeah,
talking
do
about-
it like because look at PS Plus and look at games with gold. PS Plus, they did that because they knew their service was lacking compared to Game Pass. They had to give you some incentive. Now that Microsoft has games with Game Pass popping the way they want it to, Now they're like,
Hmm.
we can kind of slack on the games with gold. People, we've already trained them to feel indifferent toward it. Game Pass Ultimate is going to give them all their needs. You see what I mean? So I just
Yeah,
feel like there needs
yeah,
to be a value replacement. That's all I'm saying. That to me, I
yeah.
feel a little robbed. That's the best way I
Let
can
me
put it.
let me ask you this then. So, what if you got one game
I would
a
take it.
month? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I would take that. Give
Yeah,
me a game a month
yeah,
from either the eighth gen to the ninth gen. I would take it.
yeah. Now I was just
it
thinking, as you're saying it, I'm thinking like in between both. I'm thinking in between what you're saying because I agree with you that I would like to have a value replacement for it. And
hmm
so then I thought to myself, all right, as the company, what's the minimum I can do? And I was like, well, I wonder if people would accept getting at least one good game a month with games with gold. And even if it's 360 games, because like you said, you periodically go back and play them, which I don't believe, but at the same time, I think that
I go
get,
back. I promise. I go back to some of these old games. Like remember Asura's Wrath, things like that. Those were offered in there. I played
oh,
those and
that
beat it
freaking
recently.
game,
You see what I mean?
that game.
Yeah.
Listen, if they would have upped just the combat,
Yeah.
just giving you more combat,
hmm
that game was goated. The
I
story
agree.
was fantastic.
It was pretty
Just didn't
fun.
give you enough interactive combat, but
Yeah,
when you did play, it was great.
it was, and they could do so much more with it with the sequel. I feel now, especially if they
Yes,
get somebody like the people who made Get Devil May Cry 5 and stuff on it. I think they
yeah,
could
stuff
really
like
go all out.
exactly,
But
exactly.
and then you look at Final Fantasy 16 and you see what they do with those boss battles. I think they can do
Right,
something real special with Asura's Wrath because they fight you
right.
face like big time monster, but I don't know what they call them.
Yes,
I forgot what they call them,
yeah,
bounds or something like that on there in Final
yeah,
16.
yeah.
So things like that, I think they could do with Asura's Wrath sequel. But just to say, like, and my thing with Core is, like I said, I don't care for the pricing structure too much. I feel like the pricing for Core is fine, but then you look at PC and you're like, okay, PC is winning, and I get they have to
Yeah.
incentivize it for PC gamers. I get that. No multiplayer is charged on it because PC players have stood their ground and said we're not paying for online.
Hmm.
And I wish that we had done that on console. I really do, as his console gamers, but we
Yeah.
didn't. That ship is sailed. So my thing is, I feel like Microsoft needs to be, since they were the arbiters of bringing online multiplayer, charging for that, and everybody followed suit. If I'm going to give Sony smoke for raising up to
Yeah.
$70, which
Right.
I will, because I blame them for that, because they are the market leader. People followed after they did it. Like people say, well, the other people did it first. I think Take Two, yeah, but they wouldn't have stuck with it. And so if Sony didn't,
Yep.
so I blame Sony for that. So I blame Microsoft largely for online pay for the multiplayer paywall. I think that needs to go away at some point, right? And I'm sure they will after they get enough Game Pass subscribers, after they hit a certain threshold, whatever that may be internally. But my thing is, console has no multiplayer in it, and to me that just makes no sense. Now people will say, well, they have to incentivize you to Game Pass Ultimate. I think they can do that in other ways, like take away day and date from console. Just leave it to you get hundreds of games with Game Pass, and you get all the other perks, but you don't get day and date unless you go Game Pass Ultimate. That would be the way to do it while giving you multiplayer, because it just makes no sense not to have a multiplayer in all tiers, in my opinion.
That's why
I agree with that.
there's still got to be a cross in the wire somewhere because yeah,
hmm
I understand. So they're removing games with gold. I understand that.
Yeah.
It sucks, yes, but I mean, really, the games that they have been giving us for the last year or so are really been. I'm sure.
Shit.
Yeah, they've been
Mediocre.
yeah, they've been shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
hmm
Yeah.
they remove games with gold. And as of right now, there have been 19 games confirmed. Of that, 25 plus. And those games are Among Us, Descenders, Dishonored 2, Doom Eternal, Fable Anniversary, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, Grounded, Halo 5 Guardians, Halo Wars 2, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, Human Fall Flat, Inside, Ori the Will of the Wisps, Psychonauts 2, State of Decay 2, and The Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited.
I think it's a solid selection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some of
It
the
is.
good games. Yeah.
So
Like
so
for us, it's not much because we probably already played them, right? Or
Yeah.
we
Yes.
have access to them.
Yes.
But for somebody new, yeah, absolutely.
But like you said, for the guys like us, we already have Game Pass Ultimate, most of us.
Hmm.
You know? So yeah, it wouldn't come close to applying to
that's
anything to catch our attention. We're like, yeah, we already played those, so and I'm already paying for Ultimate anyway.
yeah, and
True.
so and with the, I mean, so the large price hike from console to Ultimate, I mean, it is warranted. You do get EA Play. You do get both Game Pass on your PC and on your console, and through the cloud. So you get the cloud access with Ultimate that isn't on any
But
of
it's good.
it is not
Look.
that is not on any of the other tiers. That only comes with Ultimate. So
Right.
you only get the portability of the cloud with Ultimate.
Right.
So I understand the price hike there. You got to pay for them server blades and that upkeep of the Azure and somehow.
Yeah.
That's why no multiplayer on console still doesn't make any freaking sense to me.
At all. I agree.
I agree.
Now,
I mean-
Ultimate, I'm fine with. I'm even fine with the $2 raise. That did nothing to me. I'm like, whatever.
Me too. Me too. Yeah.
You know, that I understood that. Just console though, not having it just doesn't add up at all to me. It's like, why would you not? I just think they need to as they would say, rejigger that part a little bit. And
Yeah,
get it
I mean,
fluid, you know.
it makes so little sense that's why I thought it had to be a fucking mistake because
Yeah.
it doesn't. It makes absolutely no sense.
It has to it's
Yes.
it's not. It would be egregious. I have to really say that out loud. Like
Yeah.
it would be egregious for you to have it that way and not have multiplayer on it.
Yeah,
That would make
how do
no
you give people access to all the games on Game Pass? More than half of them have multiplayer components. How do you give them access to all those games, but then they can't play them?
Palpatine makes a great.
first place.
You see Palpatine's latest chat. He made a great point. He says core seems more geared to single player gamers and has multiplayer. Console seems more geared to multiplayer games and has no multiplayer. It should be
Right.
switched. I agree with that. If anything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
Mhm.
Look, the Gina in the chat. We know the Gina.
What's up, Gina? Said, "What's up, everyone apart from Fabio?"
Oh, he knows why too.
What you do, Fabio? What did you
I'm
do?
not gonna mention.
Oh, jeez.
I better not talk about it.
Oh my goodness, what'd you do? Okay, don't talk about it.
I better not talk. No, it's nothing. It's just because Gina and I, like we always say, like, and I love every single one of you except Gina or except Fabio. It's just
You guys are horrible.
just-
You're just horrible. So yeah, I don't know.
For you, were you at home at leisure time?
Yeah, my little leisure time. I'm playing some Diablo. You know, I heard you guys. I'm listening to you guys while I play and do laundry and stuff. I'm like, let me chime in on this. You know, bring some class to this. You know,
Wow.
to this program. You know what I
said
mean?
class. That
Yeah, well,
hurts.
Bushido took it down some. I'm just trying to add a little more class to it. You and Fabio are fine. You know what I mean?
Wow.
wow. Out of this.
Shots
Dang.
fired.
I mean, hey, he said worse about you, Bushido. He said you was on the yellow bus. I'm just saying.
Okay,
Sure
so
did.
another thing, what I told Bushido that we would bring this up, that we were getting there, about September and Starfield and whatnot. So there is a game that is releasing now. I do believe Starfield had September 6th first.
It did.
Okay, then who in their right mind would release a game the same day as Starfield? That's what
Only somebody who I imagine Sony must have bigged up in their head and said, "Hey, why don't you put this out on that day?" Only people.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that makes sense.
Yeah.
That they would dare do that.
and it is just a a wild coincidence that the port for the Xbox version of that game will not be ready on September 6th like it is on all the other platforms.
What a coinkadink.
Yeah. So, if you're not playing Starfield for whatever reason, you're probably going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3. Because
I would find. Not saying it's a bad game.
Honestly,
I would
like
find it unique.
I mean, honestly, the the explaining why this game is going to be released on the same date as Starfield, I think it was a situation of truth and dare, and they chose dare, and they
Yeah.
lost it. And
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
I dare you
the
to
Yeah.
release your games.
the
a
Mac
launch
OS, the Mac OS and the Windows version is on the 3rd of August. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's 3rd of August.
So
This is a great day. But this PlayStation 5 version is on September 6th. Are you kidding me? How can that is so blatantly like putting it on that console up against Starfield on that day. Are you kidding me? That's just here you
Yeah,
can't.
to me, I think that's you know, I think it's a direct shot for sure. Now they have to know that they're not going to outdo the sales and the I guess media coverage of Starfield at the time. They're just not. It's just not going to happen. So why would they be incentivized to do it? My only guess, and I'm putting on a tinfoil hat. I borrowed Everborn's tinfoil hat. Is that it have to be that they were incentivized to do so, and I would point directly towards Sony in this regard. I don't put it above any of them to pull any underhanded moves like something like that. I really don't. Not with Sony. I've seen them do too much, say too much now that we've seen all these court documents have come to light and hearing what Jim Ryan has said. I just don't put it past them to do something underhanded.
I'll
Shot.
always say, if you're gonna give me an idea of why something happened, I need a basis for it, at least something, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, there is enough here for me to believe justifiably that Sony absolutely put them up to putting that game out at the same time. Who in their right mind? No, listen, friend, they actually hate sci-fi, and so I understand that. But I find the majority of gamers like sci-fi. So even if there's let's say 100 out of 100 gamers, 30 don't like sci-fi at all. To me, I'm not taking that chance because the other 70%, maybe 20, like 20 of them want to play Baldur's Gate, but now it has to sit on the back burner. And some people say, like, I'll play it next month or I'll buy it next month. And that means when the game goes on sale and you're not going to make as much money. I really can't fathom why anybody would put a game out even in the same month as Starfield. I would not want to touch anything like Starfield, God of War, Spider-Man. I don't want to be near that.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I think Liza P is going to get away with it is because it's going to be in Game Pass.
Mm.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
Truly's firing shots in the chat. Bush and Bombra.
He's been disowned.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
could
He's
he's-
on.
I could see how that could be done because one of your voices is a little deeper than the other one, so you could just kind of make it.
I just,
yeah, mine's
Yeah,
more
I know
manly.
that's-
I get it.
I know
I get
that's
it.
mine.
Damn.
Yeah.
I know
I
that's-
mean, I want to point out the facts that Umbra and Bushido never agreed to anything. So the fact that they've agreed to something means that they are the same person, after all. So
Not you two. A2. A2, Fabio.
Oh, so
You got your thing with the Hulk, David Banner, and the Hulk. Come on now.
referring to what Thember said in the chat, what said one of the big streamers said every Xbox Series X console is sold out at GameStop and Best Buys where they live. Thember, they're not shopping in the right spot because I was walking through Walmart just the other day and there were 3. Count them, 3. That's not counting how many they probably had in the back. There were 3 Diablo 4 Xbox Series X's in the case.
Usually, most of the time, what's out there is what's out there because they get their stuff.
I mean, dude. Okay, so first of all, let's just make it clear that we are talking about the bundle. Like, there's no special Diablo edition for the Series X, which is a shame because all
It
of a
is a
sudden,
shame.
like, they
I
could
don't
have
know
just.
why Xbox doesn't do that anymore.
I don't get why either. That's so silly. Such a
They
missed
don't
I
get it.
opportunity.
mean,
Yeah.
add a sticker at least. Like, just put a little devil there or something.
Make the Xbox symbol that you turn on red. Something.
Yeah, like
Something.
I don't know. Put a sticker of the PlayStation logo with red horns, stuff like that. I don't know.
Oh gosh.
You know, they used to do it a lot with the 360 though. You used to have the
The
Star Wars
360
edition.
was
The
spectacular with customization.
yeah.
Even with the
No, no.
faceplate removals, you could change out to different
I mean,
faceplates.
Facts.
I mean,
Facts.
I mean,
Facts.
I mean, you guys remember the Godzilla King of the Monsters special edition of the Xbox One
I
X?
don't even remember that one.
I don't remember
You
that.
never saw that? Oh my God! Just
Remember?
Let me
look it
look it
up.
up. Yeah, let me look
Look
that
it
up.
up.
Yeah.
Like Godzilla Xbox One X, please. Just
Yeah, the Darth Vader one from Battlefront. Yeah, the Batman one. Was there a Batman one from City?
Not that I know of. Oh wow, I'm looking at it now.
you see,
Yeah.
you see what I'm talking about?
Wow, I think this is my first time seeing. They have 4 different types.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, I've never seen that one. It looks pretty dope though.
That one of them is just like a dead moth on the top of the console. But yeah.
I see it. Yep, Mothra, Godzilla. I'm not sure what the other 2 would be. I'm not as big a fan as my boy Kiryu is for Godzilla, but it looks pretty dope.
I'm a huge Godzilla fan.
Are you?
Mhm.
Name them all then, right now.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell you right now. My son can do that. I can't do it. He can do that. Oh my
I'm
God,
a
my
huge,
man!
I'm a,
He could name them when they were first appeared and all that stuff. Man, that's not me.
I mean, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. Name them all then. Well, there's the God, there's the Zilla,
There's a Zilla.
there's the King and the Kong.
Okay, I could name Rodan,
Ghidorah,
King
something like that.
King
Yeah.
Ghidorah,
Dora.
Rodan,
No, I said Ghidorah. Is
Rodan.
it Ghidorah or I don't know how you say it.
Ghidorah. I remember it being Ghidorah.
That's what I thought,
Rodan, Gigan.
Dora the Explorer, right?
Oh,
Ghidorah the Explorer.
Yeah.
Those are
Gigan.
those are pretty dope.
Oh, I think these were special editions though, only that
Yes.
they gave away only for like a Make-A-Wish type thing or something. So we couldn't get these. It looks like.
I mean, I think it was like what's the word of it? Like, I think everyone could try to get this, but you needed to be selected for stuff like that. I don't know.
That's actually really cool. Though you see the controllers.
Yeah, see, it's a special. It was a special wrap.
Yeah.
It was a special raffle for these. That they only made 4. It was just these 4 right here. You couldn't get them any other time. Yeah, that's
So
what it
my
was.
thing is like, I just like really get burnt up that they don't do what they used to do, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of the fact that they don't have a Starfield edition one that just doesn't add up to me.
That
I
was
mean-
a huge disservice. That
I
would
mean, they could give us a Starfield, a Sea of Thieves. Like, you got the controller with the theme
And the headset.
I mean,
Yeah.
why can't we have the console as well?
have the console
Yeah,
with
get the
it.
controller and the headset. They would have completed the set by having the console that way.
Exactly.
Yep.
I had a buddy that would trade his console in constantly if there was a new edition and pay the extra $200 or whatever, that was left off from the trade in and have the new edition. At first I thought it was dumb, but then when I started looking at those editions, I was like, hey man, that's actually pretty cool. So I was ready and willing to do the same thing, and now they don't do it anymore.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
Halo one, I wanted that one. Oh, I was ready to jump on that one. The Halo one I think is cool, but you just stopped at the Halo one. I just don't understand why they don't do it anymore.
I really don't. And
I mean-
even with the 8th gen, you had the Halo 5 edition. When I had that one, I thought that was pretty dope too.
No, there was the Gears 4 edition. That
Yeah,
looked
they had that
beautiful.
too. I agree.
The Gears 5 was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They just stopped doing it, and
Yep.
They
I
did.
just think it's an opportunity a lost opportunity, even if it was. I'm surprised they came away from doing the face plates. I understand what this one is, but I was surprised that they still didn't figure out some kind of way to make it so it could be removable.
I mean,
In and out.
They got ways to do it. Like they could put on shells or give you stickers you could put onto the thing.
Yeah, I know. I
Like,
got a sticker
why
on
not-
mine too. I got the
Yeah.
Punisher.
Like, why not allow like give it an official thing like they used to do with Mad Cats all the time? Have them make
Right.
official plates and things like that you put
Right.
over it.
they've made
Something like that,
more.
right.
They've made more different mini fridges than they have special edition consoles in the same
Yeah,
amount
what
of
the
time.
hell? What the hell? They want to make sure our Mountain Dews are freezing cold when we play, so we can
Yeah.
wipe use the condensation to wipe the Cheeto dust from our fingers.
right.
I guess.
If there's any left, go to your nearest Walmart and see if they have the green creeper body
Yeah.
12 can mini fridge.
Yeah.
I'm
Doesn't
not
add
gonna
up.
lie, I do with the real fridge though. That real fridge actually looks really cool.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, fellas, I gotta step away now. I just wanted to come in, you know what I'm saying, and just slander everybody. I don't know. That's the best way I can put it.
If it was somebody
Nah,
else that came in, I'd say, we appreciate you coming through and taking time out of your time, but I'm not doing that. I'm just not.
I get it. I get it.
Well-
Anger and jealousy it takes a toll. I get it.
Well, on that
You know.
note, we're gonna start outros. So, Infinite
Already?
Umbra, yeah,
Ready?
already.
Okay.
Oh, it's a wrap up. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a wrap up
Yeah,
already.
okay.
We've been going for almost an hour and 40 minutes. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll
Time
start.
flies.
We'll start with Mr. Infinite Umbra, who has graced us with his slandering
Don't
presence.
say it like that.
Yes.
Don't say it like
Yes.
Miss
that's
Lord
the
Bushido, I
perfect
don't know
way.
who you are.
No. See, you almost had it, and then Fabio had to mess it up at the end right there.
So, Mr. Umbra, where can people find you at?
You guys, thank you for one. Let me jump in like this and usurp you guys like this the way I did. You guys can find me, of course, on Twitter, Infinite Umbra Infinite. I'm sure most in the chat already follow me, but if you're not, check a brother out there. You can go to my channel as well, and I have my Twitter linked in the banner part now. I'm trying to get fancy on my customization. And of course, tomorrow, guys, come by and check us out on the Fix, my podcast at 8:00 Eastern. It's crowded on Thursdays, but I'm trying to make it. You know what I mean? Come by and check a
Fix is
brother
in.
out.
All
Mhm.
right.
What was that?
Wasn't it originally called The Fix Is In,
No.
or it needs
No.
to be fixed? The show needs to be fixed, or
That was the first episode only.
Oh goodness.
I was down for like 20 minutes before our coach helped me fix it.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Listen, you're not the only person I've seen it happen on a first show or a
Mhm.
show. Period.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know.
Colt had an issue the other day, actually.
Yeah, he did. He sure enough. That's right. No, he just right. Yeah, I think I was in. I'm trying to remember if I was in the chat. I know I was watching, but I don't remember if I posted anything in the chat. But I was like, I don't hear anything.
I had
I
an
think it was
issue.
Matt. The mag. You couldn't hear.
I had
first.
an issue last week because OBS pushed an update that set my microphone setting back to default
yeah.
instead of my actual microphone.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like we made the entire intro. We were talking about. We were on the first topic, and everyone was saying like, "Fabio, tell Bob that we can hear him." Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
It
nobody,
was wild.
nobody's doing the show right now, so let's update it now.
no. Like here's the thing. That's the funny part. Like, in my perspective, I was listening to Bob normally, but in their perspective, I was talking. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for asking, and blah blah blah. How you doing? Like,
Yeah. It was wild.
and no one was answering me.
All right, Fabio, where can people find you at, sir?
Well, so you can find me not just here on the Game Set Live podcast, you can find me as well on the XPN Network YouTube channel. You can find me on Twitter as FBO Amorim97 and on Xbox as BullFunLizard8. And if you're curious of how you can find me on Twitter, how to write my username, you can just look at the screen.
There you go. Right on. Mr. Bushido, sir, where can people find you when you're not Harassing nurses.
When you're not being infinite umber. No, just
Damn.
No, probably.
I'll stop it. I'll stop it. I'll stop it. I'll stop.
When you're
Stop.
not hiding in my shadow, yeah, where would they find you?
Wow. How do you kick people from the Discord? Anyway, so you can find me everywhere at Mr. Bushido, Space N7 on Twitter, TikTok. No, never mind. On Twitter, Xbox, PlayStation, and here on the KY Bobby Show, which I like to affectionately call it the Game Set Live Set Match.
You act like this is the first time you've ever done an outro.
At 7.
Did he try to give everybody his TikTok for a second?
He started to,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like it. I mean,
Also, too on Twitch because I'm gonna start streaming Liza P, Remnant, and of course Starfield because that's gonna be life right there. Like it's gonna be ridiculous life like every freaking day.
All right. Well, go check out Mr. Bushido's life because that's what he sounds like he's going for.
Yes,
TikTok,
yes.
Twitch,
Wow.
YouTube, Xbox, Twitter. Check him out.
I'm gonna be a space pumper.
Gonna have,
I mean, he said you can find him.
you're gonna have
You
stalkers.
can find, like we can find him everywhere, as he said. So I can
Yep,
be on
that's
China.
right.
He will be there.
Yes, you can find me in China. Yep, everywhere.
Sounds like he's looking
You
for like
just
some
pay
type of pin
attention.
pail or something. He wants you all connected. I don't know.
I man,
Like, where's Bushido? That's what I'm gonna be. Like,
you
where's
can
Wolf?
you can especially find him on Argentina or Turkey buying cheap games.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
Illegally, might I add? Just want to throw that out there.
this is your host, KY Bob.
that
You
too.
can catch me on YouTube, the KY Bobby channel. Doing this show, Game Set Live, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wrangling the latest band of misfits that I've drug in off the streets. Catch me on Xbox, PlayStation, and Twitter, KY Bob. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your week. Have a safe weekend, and game on. Oh, what is it I usually say? Oh, Game Set Live, where the games matter and not the plastic you enjoy them on. Yeah. Good night, everybody.